Welcome back everyone, this is Ben Schaff with Level Up Tuts. In this video we are going to expand on our knowledge of the ExpressionEngine channels entry tags. And what we're going to do, I'm going to hop over to the home page, and I've turned off that debugging that we saw in the previous video. And again, that was just done through the admin menu under system administration. So I've turned that off, and now what I want to do is I'm actually going to revisit this list. And what I've decided is what I want to do first is I want to have an output. I want to output one story, and then I want to output the body under that, and then under the next two stories I want to output just the titles. And so that's sort of what I'm doing here, but I'm going to do it a little bit differently. I'm going to do that using the limit and then the offset parameter. So what I'll do is I'm going to keep this the way that it is. I'm going to go ahead and change this to say featured and open, and copy that down to this one. And like I said, the first thing I want to do is I want to limit the first result to 1. And then the second one I'm actually not going to limit, but let's just see what happens when I do this. We're going to see this story, and then we see this story again, and that's not right. So what we're going to do now is use the offset parameter, and I just say offset equals, and then the number that I want to offset it by, right? So I want to offset it by 1, because this is the first one. Hit update. Go ahead and refresh this. And now here we go. We have story number 3, and then these other 2. But I said, you know, I wanted to output the body in this one. So I can just go ahead and, you know, maybe this one is going to receive some special attention. And then I'll put on the body right here. So there we go. So now we're outputting the first one, and then offsetting, and then skipping the story again, and then repeating the other 2. So that is one way to, or another parameter that was introduced to, the offset parameter. And again, it works in tandem with the limit. So we could say, you know, we want to do a limit of 2, and then offset this by 2, hit update, refresh that, and now we're going to see story 3 with the body, story 2 with the body, and then the last one just off by itself. Another thing that I want to show you in this video is just another parameter, and what this one is called is sticky, and by default it's set to yes. And basically all that sticky does is if an entry is set to sticky, then it will go to the top of a channel entry output. So I'm going to go ahead and just get rid of this second list now. We don't need it. And so by default it's going to honor stickies, and actually we don't have any entries set to be a sticky. So I'm going to go ahead and say that this first story is a sticky. So I'm going to go into this story, entry news, and simple new story. I'm also going to add a number 1 to this. And then under the options menu, we have an option here to make this entry sticky. We check that, hit submit, and what happens is when we refresh, that story is now to the top. And it doesn't matter, we're actually still using the default here, so just ignore that for a second. So it actually doesn't matter which way we're sorting. We say we want to sort ascending, refresh. It doesn't matter. You notice that below sample story 3 and 2 swapped. Maybe you didn't see that, but they did. It cares about those, but because this item is set to sticky, it stays on the top. Now, what the sticky parameter does is, say you want it to just, on this particular loop, you don't care, you want it to ignore that. So what you can do is you can set it to no. We hit update and refresh, and now it's listing it in 1, 2, 3 order. So let me change this again, the sort, just so you can see it change, because I think it actually output it in the same order. It's kind of a fluke, but here we go. So now we're saying 3, 2, 1, and it's totally ignoring the sticky. So again, if I take this off, now it's going to honor the sticky. Give it a refresh. Here's number 1, here's 3, and here's 2. Okay, great. Well, so in this tutorial we covered how to use limit width offset parameter and also the sticky parameter. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel.